Alright, boys, so we're talking about awareness stages. If you're a marketer and you don't know about awareness stages, probably shouldn't watch this video. You should read Eugene Schwartz, the Big Daddy book, um, the OG. But I'm going to talk more specifically how to implement these awareness stages because a lot of people know, oh, I know like unaware audiences, pro aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware, but then they don't kind of like execute on those things and like are just kind of like aimlessly just spraying shit and like not knowing exactly what awareness stages they're targeting, like how to communicate with those awareness stages, and more importantly, yeah, how to communicate with those, stages of awareness, right? Which is with the leads. I will get to that in a second. It's really important you understand this because otherwise, if you don't sort of like understand the lead types that consists of your ads, and like maybe you're not communicating in the most effective way possible for the awareness stage you're talking to, right? So let's just get some down to some examples. So like completely unaware people are like people just sort of like they don't realize the problem fully. They're probably experiencing the signs. Maybe like if you were in the joint pain supplement market, like maybe people are like noticing it's getting a little bit more difficult to climb up the stairs, et cetera, et cetera. Or maybe like if you're in the pet market, maybe you notice your dog like kind of just scratching their ears and stuff. Like you don't really okay, like whatever, bro. Like, you're just noticing the signs, but maybe you don't know like that could be, some sort of like gut problem they have, like, paw licking, itchy ears, like et cetera, et cetera. And those are like sort of like unaware signs. So it's like usually signs the prospect hasn't fully internal. Oh shit, I should be fuck, I should be sharing this, but it's like it's usually problems like the prospect hasn't fully internalized, right? As they're just either noticing signs of a problem or they don't fully realize it's a problem. Problem aware is when you're aware of the problem, right? And you're kind of like, okay, this is a problem, but like you don't fully know if there's like some solution out there, right? You're just kind of dealing with the problem, right? So like the way I don't know, just calling out like people on joint pain, like do you have joint pain? Well, that is a problem, right? Like do you have knee pain, right? Do you have back pain or yada yada. So like these are just kind of like the types of messaging you do for problem aware people. But if you were like some sort of like I don't know, like for the dog example like that I just gave, like I don't know, paw licking, itchy ears, etc., etc., then problem aware would be like, does your dog have like gut problems or some shit like that? Like, do they have like is their gut not in the best health? Like, people are already aware that their dog's gut could be not the best, right? And therefore why they're kind of paw licking, etc., etc., which were the symptoms of like unaware audience, right? So that is kind of like the way you communicate about these. And it also, holy fucking shit, this is a big motorcycle, but the, the way you talk to these stages is like you start at unaware. If you're starting at unaware, then you have to kind of climb up the ladder. You have to go to problem aware and solution. You have to make them aware of the problem. Like, what is the problem after all? You have to make them solution aware, then product aware, then most aware, right? And if you're starting at solution aware, you're not going to go back to educating them on the problem. Like, every single time, like, it has to move upwards. Wherever, like, you're starting, if you're starting solution aware, then boom, you go to product aware, then most aware, right? If you're starting a problem aware, like, you get the point, right? Like a lot of people, I used to do this mistake a lot. Is it just kind of like bounce back and forth, like, whoop, I'm gonna educate them on the problem and then, um, you know, tell them the best solution. And like most of where, like, when in reality, like people are just kind of like, looking for the best product to fulfill their desire, right? And you should also watch the video on desires fully in depth. Right. So solution aware is like people who are already aware of like different types of solutions. So for example, for I don't know, just gonna give some sort of example. Like let's say you're dealing with back pain and you kind of maybe you're dealing with back pain, or yeah, maybe like in terms of solutions, there's like 100 different things you can do. Maybe you can try stretching, that's a solution. Maybe you can try some sort of weird exercises, that's a solution. Maybe you can try, Um, I don't know, going to the chiropractor, that's a solution. Maybe you can try, getting a new mattress. That could be a solution. Maybe you can try, I don't know, ice pack and cold and warm therapy. That's another solution. Like these are all different like kind of like solutions you can try. Right. And the big distinction between solution aware and product aware, they're very similar, is that like solution aware is like all these different products and things and behaviors that can like try to solve this problem. Like product product aware. Fuck, let me share my screen. Fucking shit. And product aware is like when people already know of the category, like the solution category in a market. So let's say that it would be a mattress, right? The solution they found is mattress. Now, product aware is like, okay, like solution aware is like, what is the best way to solve my problem? So product aware is like, what is the best of this solution type to solve my problem, right? So if it's like mattresses, what is the best mattress to solve this problem, right? And like this is kind of like product aware. So you're just competing like with your competitors. The objective here is like differentiate yourself from other competitors, right? Like other people selling the same product as you. If it's a mattress, like there's should be some sort of like specific way the mattress is made or like specific mechanism that is going to say like, okay, this actually makes sense and this could be actually like the best way to solve my problem, right? And then most aware is like pretty basic. It's like if you look at this, it's like bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, and then it's like top of funnel here. As a creative strategist, like our main jobs is like just cracking ads over here because like they're super hard to crack. But like once we do, they unlock um, a massive thing in a market, like a massive share in a market. Like right, a lot of people are in this awareness stage, right? There's a reason only like very few people are in the most aware stage, right? It's when they're fully educated on the problem, all the solution types, they're convinced like that your product is the best one to fulfill it, and others just kind of waiting for like a promotion or just I don't know, maybe just waiting for the next paycheck or just waiting for the reminder or maybe just like have some sort of like objection addressed or have some sort of like question, like frequently asked question just answered as well. Right? So these are the people that are readiest to buy and this is the typical like sale like 70% off like promotion that typically works for this awareness. But like this, if you're just making ads here, obviously, it kind of just doesn't work. So you need to, as creative strategists, like our job is just cracking these unaware ads, right? So we take them through this whole fucking chain, which is usually consists of belief shifting, right? So we need to capture their attention, keep their interest, build desire, and get them to take action, right? So this is usually like if you break down any Facebook ad, you're gonna just notice like, okay, we start with the hook, that is the attention, then we get into the lead, which is the interest. It's like, okay, maybe you're twisting the knife, maybe you're like painting their desire, maybe you're showing them like what they could achieve with a specific product, right? It's building interest, or maybe you're like hinting at a big secret how to solve their problem. Then you build desire, right? You keep sharpening that image. You keep like showing how the product can actually fulfill their desire, right? You can actually put them in the shoes, like you show them visually, you show them through the script, right? Like you put them in their dream state, or maybe you're showing them some sort of fear that the opposite of desire is fear, and it's like just anti-desire. It's like the opposite of desire. It's still like is a good thing to take action, right? But maybe you're just painting the fear of like what will happen if they don't take action on this, right? Maybe they'll die single forever. Maybe they'll never find a romantic partner, and like maybe it's gonna be too late to find you know um like to marry someone, right? Like that could be an example of a fear in the dating market. And then action is just really the CTA. Like I don't know, you just show social proof. So many people using this, you kind of show, and then you just say like, the links below or some shit like that, right? So the typical ad just goes through this formula, right? And that is usually what happens, like mostly like unaware, right? Um, Maybe you reframe a sign they're noticing, like, oh, did you know that bad breath could actually be, I don't know, I don't know, like, let me actually think of this. Like, one thing we did with like cats, like, I used to work with a cat brand. It's like, oh, did you know your cat chewing plastic bags isn't random? Like, it could be their way of begging you for help. So we took like an unaware sign, like the cat's chewing plastic, and we've reframed it as like, okay, they're actually begging you for help. It could be their teeth, right? We kind of did this like big secretly. We didn't reveal it was the teeth up until later um into the ad. And so we revealed, okay, it's their teeth, like it's making their gums itch, and they're just trying to relieve this, this wild instinct they have. Okay, so now their problem where like, fuck, my cat's teeth are fucked up, and what do I do here? So then we show the solutions. Okay, you can try toothbrushing, you can try giving them dental treats, you can try, I don't know, giving them water additives, but all these solutions fail because XYZ. Toothbrushing is stressful for your cat, and you know how that goes. Dental treats, they kind of just, chew them, bite them in half, and swallow almost whole. There's no friction in the teeth to clean them up. They're also like, they just give extra calories, and you need like dozens of them every single day. Dental, like water additives, a lot of cats don't like it. They don't like the smell, and as well, they just have some weird chemicals that wouldn't be the best for your cat. And then we go into product where like you show like you can differentiate yourself like with other exact products selling the same, because otherwise they can just kind of just go off and buy off of Amazon, right? That is also why you need to have a strong product, right? Otherwise, like what are you doing if you're just drop shipping bullshit, right? Some commoditized bullshit you expect to have like a 2+ ROAS. Right, you need to have a strong product with a strong differentiator. That is usually a big bottleneck with most dropshipping brands, right? And then like once they're educated, okay, you know, I know that this sign is a problem. I need to fix this problem. Like, what is the best way to fix it? Solution, or okay, all these solutions are asked. What about this one? Oh, okay, that's interesting. You have this product, like, but why should I choose your product, right? And then you just kind of demolish that, and they just are convinced, okay, I like this product, I want to get it. Let me just see. Okay, maybe I just need to wait for my paycheck. Maybe, I'm just gonna wait for a promotion. Like I'm ready to buy this, basically, right? They just basically need a nudge to buy the product. So that is usually how it goes. And like it's really important that you understand the lead types, because if you're talking to unaware people, you probably know like good storytelling goes a long way. So there's usually like, I don't know, this cover this Chinese this Chinese monk's secret to sleep with 12, like 9 women. Like I don't know, this Chinese king's secret to sleep with 9 women every single day, and keep his sexual health in check, right? It's with this powerful herb that no one in the West knows about, right? So it's like some, like this guy, like in China, like this emperor would sleep with 9 women every single day, and he needs to last. He needs to satisfy all women, and then only in the end he can like kind of just ejaculate and fucking impregnate the last woman. So this would be a nice story lead, and then you would just have some sort of like supplement that gives you, I don't know, some sort of like sexual performance to satisfy your romantic partner, right? You want to tap into that desire of like, I don't know, sexual companionship. Like it's, if you look into the life forces, like actually, let me just look into the life forces. Okay, so there we go. I found it, and it's basically like the life force 8. So these are always going to be like desires you will always have. It's like it's second human nature, right? You will always want to survive. You will always want to have the best conditions in life. Like you can read through all of these, and like every single human, regardless whether you um agree with it or not, like every single human has it. It's just wired into our biological system, unless you're obviously some sort of like enlightened monk and you have transcended desire, right? Which is a good life goal to to have. Um, but yeah, like the ad I just gave would be probably like tapping into sexual companionship. Everyone wants to have sexual companionship, and probably like some sort of like social approval, to be superior, men who want to please their wives, like they want to be seen, like it gives them some sort of edge, right? Um, it just gives them like, I don't know, just social approval as well. Like you just feel good, like you feel like manly for giving your wife pleasure as well as care and protection of loved ones a little bit, right? So yeah, that would be kind of like a story lead for unaware people. It could be um I don't know, a founder story of how like this person was kind of like dealing with unaware symptoms. Maybe they were sad all the time, blah blah blah, and they actually found out the root problem. Oh, it was XYZ. Maybe like I wasn't around the right people, and so once I was around the right people, right, they're kind of like problem where okay, I need to be around the right people, but I don't know to be around the right people. Then solution aware would be, oh, is it like networking events? Is it, oh, actually, it let me just try to create a space for founders. Oh, great. So now there are all these founder spaces like where, entrepreneurs and stuff just hang around. What is the best founder space? And then like most aware is like you've convinced them like your founder space is the best. So I've been getting a lot of ads. Like I know this personally because I've been getting like a lot of ads around this. um, just I'm probably gonna join it. Like, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna move away from this house and just join the founder space because holy shit, like I really want to be part of just hang around other cool people and just leave my house, leave out of my comfort zone. Right. So these would be examples of like story leads. Now, like for a problem where you have like big secret leads, like once again, like the Chinese emperor story. That's funny. It would be proclamation leads, um, like keep in mind, like unaware is just really, really, really like unaware. Like you may not even talk about the problem at all. You may hint at the desire they have, like the core desire they have, but you're not directly kind of speaking to it. It's like super mass, like broad appeal. Almost everyone can relate to. Almost everyone who has the desire can relate to, and then you just kind of like funnel down into like pain problem or et cetera, et cetera. Um, so yeah, then and these are kind of like the best leads to have. So if your market is in a solution aware state, like let's say you have a lot of people that are typically solution aware, like what is the best way to XYZ, then like probably problem solution leads would work very well. It would be stuff like, oh, like do you want to get more dates? Like, or I don't know. Let me think of an example. I don't know, like what is the best way to I don't know, what's the best way to brush your teeth? I know this is like a very like very basic example, but like let's say like what is the best way to brush your teeth? Right? Oh, you can try like coconut, like natural coconut. You can try um I don't know. Honestly, like so many different ways and like if like people are just kind of like they're just in the solution aware state, you can probably like barely talk about the problem. Like what is the best way to XYZ? Jump straight into the solution, right? Because these people like they don't need education on the problem. They don't need like they're just kind of looking for a solution, right? So you have to like kind of just offer that immediately. And then for product aware, like you want to usually like probably do some sort of like promise leads or like once again just what is the best XYZ product for what is the best mattress for back pain, for example? Like, oh, so we're targeting people aware of like mattresses, which is a product, and like for back pain, right? So like what is the best XYZ? And this could also be like promise leads. So like fix your back pain in 30 seconds, no, not 30 seconds, in 30 days with this chiropractor approved mattress, right? So you can just like do these kinds of promise leads, right? Just promise them immediately what they're in for, right? Because they're already aware of the problem. They don't need education. They're aware of the solutions. They've chosen, like, they know that mattresses are okay. I need a mattress to kind of like help me address my back pain. So they just kind of need a promise, right? And then the most aware is just most simple. It's just an offer lead, like just show them immediately like what's in it for them in the offer. Like just show everything about the offer, and that's kind of like how um it goes. Like maybe you can just do like value stacking. Maybe you can just do promotions. You can just like it's the typical like you don't need a brain to do these kinds of ads. These are just very easy bottom of funnel ads, right? And yeah, it's with these kinds of leads, like I hope this really helps you. Once I understood, like, okay, these are the kinds of leads I need to do. Once I understood that, like, making ads like at each awareness stage just became much more clear, especially making like the top of funnel ads that are like unaware and like problem aware, which is usually like most of like where most of the market sits in, right? So I would say like maybe 50, 60% like unaware, like maybe 20% problem aware, and like 10% solution aware, and like 5% and like maybe 2%, some shit like that. Right. So if you're clear on the types of leads you need to make, like then, you know, this kind of just becomes super easy to like get a better direction and like crack these ads like more consistently, right? Because they're really hard to crack, right? You really need to understand deeply your market's desire, um, and like how you can turn it into such a like attention grabbing story, such a compelling one, such an interesting one. Like you need both elements, like what I've learned from my mentor, Matthew Volkman, shout out to him. Like your ideas need to be both emotionally compelling and intellectually interesting. So it can't just be like just talking about the desire, which is emotionally compelling, but it needs to also be like intellectually interesting, right? You need some sort of like that one. Let me actually pull up my guy actually share. I'm not gonna show that. But it's like a sales page like that, a sales letter that printed like just a stupid amount of money. It was like over like 8 figures, and it was like this Chinese emperor who used the secret herb to, I don't know, last longer in bed, right? So you see, like, just kind of like how it's emotionally compelling. It's talking to people, to men who want to last longer in bed and please their wives. So the core desires are there, right? It's emotionally compelling, but it's also like intellectually interesting because, like, is this Chinese emperor, like, he used a secret herb? Like, how interesting is that? Like, it's really intellectually interesting, right? You would love to hear more about like this Chinese emperor's like history, like sort of lesson, right? And then you just get fucking sold on some bullshit supplement like into with this herb. Um, bro, coffee is so fucking silly, but yeah, that is kind of like what these awareness stages should be, and yeah, I hope this helps. You should be able to have a better direction of like which kinds of leads to do for each kind of like ad you do, targeting unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. And yeah, just be able to print more results and better, more money for clients. So yeah, peace. See you next time.